everybody, it's Jeanette with Beachy Boozy Craft Revamps. This is a recorded video. It has gotten quite hard for me to do live, so I'm still going to try to do lives when I can, but always something seems to come up when I want to do one, so I'm going to take advantage of pre-recording videos. So it's uninterrupted, or something doesn't come up and I want to do a video and then I can't do a video, so I'd like to do more videos than I've been doing. But so that's that. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing really good. We're gonna make some coastal pumpkins out of these 4x4s, and I've already painted these two right here. They are blue and gray and like coastal looking. This one I'm going to paint with you so you can see how I did it. Just to save time, I've already painted these. And I'm still going to put a little more paint on there. Some orange color. And this is like custom blue because I mixed 3 or 4 colors together just to get a color that nobody else will have. Because that's what I like. And sometimes, you know, it's really hard to pick a color and you want it to look a certain way and it doesn't when you just buy it. So the colors I used for these two were the Waverly Elephant Gray chalk paint, the Waverly Ocean Blue chalk paint, and this is Folk Art Outdoor Cabana, which is a pretty teal color. And all I did was, hold on a second. Get this out of here because that's nasty. I didn't have the whole top off of that. Okay, I've already got paint on me. We ain't even started. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this on my plate. I usually say a little bit and it turns out to be a lot. But I need enough to paint this pumpkin, so. Okay. Hopefully I'll mix enough. And then I put, and they're different colors. One's darker than the other, but I don't care. I kind of like that they're all different. Pumpkins are all different. And yes, pumpkins are not blue, but I think they'll be pretty with what we're going to do with them. So I put those two together, and then I put gray in there. If I have enough, it should be. Okay, and then I also, once I got this mixed together, you can see how it's mixing. Okay, this one's going to be quite different, but that's okay because we can go back and highlight it with other. And I didn't mix the paint solid so that I get kind of streaks of color in there too. Like that. So I'm just painting this. all sides. that looks pretty gray. I have to get some more blue in there. I'm going to paint the top last. If you're watching this video, shoot me some hearts or some thumbs up. Put a little more blue. Just gonna swipe it up and down until I get that distressed look. Too much blue. So see, you can just go back and like tone stuff down. Add different colors. If you don't mix your paint too well, then you can just grab what color you want and go back over it. Okay, so I like that. I'm going to do the top. Okay, so that one's done. Pretty much, it will look, they're all similar in color, just variations of them. So the two that are dry, I'll pick this one up, put it over here to dry. All right, so I also have this Waverly chalk paint. It's the color Pumpkin, which is not a bright orange. It's more, it's not a bright orange. It's more, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, primitive orange. Kind of an antique orange look, which I like. And we're gonna streak a little bit of this on top of these that are dry already. So I'm just gonna take a dry chippy brush. I'm gonna dab it in here in the lid, and I'm gonna dab it off on the plate. And I'm just gonna highlight a little bit with the orange. Not much, just enough to make it look more of a fall color. Pour a little bit on my plate. Just a little. And remember, you want to dry brush this on. Okay, so that one's done. Maybe a little more on this side. Okay. We're going to do this one. Can do some heavier on some sides and not the rest. Okay, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to put that in the water because we're going to do the one that's still wet. But for now, excuse me, we're going to, I have these are from Dollar General. Look how cute those are. Trucks are real popular, and it's full of pumpkins in the back. And this pretty napkin with those beautiful pumpkins on there. We're not going to use the whole napkin. I'm going to cut out what I want on the pumpkin. And we're going to decoupage them on here. So I have some teeny tiny little scissors so I can cut my napkin the way I want it. And get one out. These should only have one ply because they're, ooh, I didn't know it had that. That's pretty. Okay, we'll probably use that too. So what you do is you find a corner that you can separate the plies, because they're just, I guess you would call it 2-ply, but you just pull the napkin apart. Okay. Okay, we don't need that one. And y'all, those whole pack of napkins, you get a whole pack of each one. They were $1 each. Very reasonable for as pretty as they are. Okay, so the bigger pumpkin, let's see, I need to figure out where I want to put it on there. I'm just going to cut out, I'm going to cut the piece out that I want. I'm not doing the words. You do want tiny scissors to do this. Because it cuts the shape so much easier. I don't know if you can see me doing this, but so I'm just cutting out what I want, which is basically just the picture. It's a little time consuming, but not too bad. Okay, I'm not going to cut that curly Q out because it is quite small. Okay, and then I'm just gonna finish there. So this is what I have. Just the picture. Okay, let me put this over here underneath something so it doesn't blow away. And I am going to let it wrap around a tiny bit on one side. Okay, so when I decoupage it on there, it's going to look like that. So I'm going to lay this down, get my Mod Podge. I have a little bowl to pour it in because you're going to need quite a bit. These are also $1 at the Dollar Tree, and this little bottle really does go a long way. All right, so I'm going to take a icky brush, and I'm going to, this dries clear too. Put a nice layer on there. I'm going to carefully place it on here. Just carefully place it on there. Okay, and you don't want to mess with it too much because it'll tear. So I'm going to come around this way. Put some under here where we're wrapping around. Okay, just remember, be very gentle. So it's kind of wrapping around the side there, and then that's the front, and it's going to dry clear, and it will look much better when it dries clear. So now I have to figure out what I want to cut out to put on this one. I think I'm just going to cut one of these corners on this side. Just cut that out. This corner is better. I do have my hair dryer out here so we can dry it faster. Just take your time cutting it out. With big scissors, I think this would be quite hard. you're at the store, look for some really pretty napkins. This is fun. You can decoupage almost anything. You really can. Okay. Now I gotta throw that away because I might want to use some more of it. So I have this. That's what we have. What I cut out. And I'm just gonna put it on the corner here, which fits practically perfect, which is great. That is great. Alright, so I'm going to get some Mod Podge. And lay it on there. Very lightly. Very lightly. Just lay it down. Okay. So now we have that one. Okay, this one I have to add some orange on there. See, they're all different blues, but I love that. You're going to have pumpkins that nobody else has. It won't be no cookie cutter pumpkins from anywhere. Now this one, I'm not gonna put any decoupage on it. This one is going to have something special. I'm just wiping the excess on the top. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with the glue. Okay, so this one I want to put a sand dollar on, but I need to hold my pumpkins. Line them up together. See what side I want. All right, I think I want this side. But I have to plug my hot glue gun in. You know I love hot glue. Should have had that plugged in already. Okay, so we're done with the paint. Got my hot glue plugged in. It should only take a second. Let's see, I could cut some ribbon. I'm going to tie some silk ribbon around the tops of them. The stems I have, where did I put those? Oh, here they are. These were dead limbs that fell out of my oak tree in my yard, and they're kind of you know, about an inch in diameter. So I peeled the bark off of them. They even got like little wormholes in them and stuff. Really cool. And I just cut 3 stems from that limb that had fell in my yard. You can use corks. Let's see, what else could you use? You can use corks, you can use cinnamon sticks, you know, for the stems. Just use your imagination. I'm just gonna, while my hot glue gun's heating up, I'm just gonna cut some of this silk ribbon. I ordered this on Amazon. I got a huge bunch of it, like huge. Just gonna cut some of these. I don't know how much I'm gonna use. That's probably plenty. Plenty. All right, if you have any questions, please comment. If you pass along the video, that's awesome. That helps me out a lot. I have some really loyal followers that always pass along, which is S-H-A-R-E, my videos. It really does help, because if you S-H-A-R-E one video on your page, then your friends are going to see it and they might like it and they might do the same, and then their friends will see it. You see how that works. It's like a pyramid effect. But it does help. There's a lot of competition out there for crafting. I think my crafting is quite different than most. I'm all about the beach. I always have to add some kind of shells or something in there, you know, because they're beautiful. Okay, so I think my hot glue gun is heated up. This one, I just want to put my sand dollar on there. So some hot glue. See where I want it. I have a video of doing little pumpkins out of the sand dollars. They are shaped like a pumpkin. They're so cute. So if you want to, go to my page or YouTube channel and look at the video of the sand dollar pumpkins. Look how pretty that is. Now we need to put a stem on. So I put a stem on. Okay, so we have that, and we're not done. We got this pretty one. See, it's turning clear already. That's pretty. Those colors are fabulous. I think I might want to put a shell on that one. And a shell on that one. Okay, so this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the stem on. Get a glue stick. Okay, so our stem's on. Now I'm going to hot glue this shell Ouch. Ooh. I think this is a scallop shell. I do not know my shells as well as a lot of people do. There are so many names for shells. I belong to this group that's all about the beach and shells. And they know all the names for all the shells. The group is Shellinators, if you guys, anybody wants to check them out and follow them. Shellinators. Shows all kinds of people's crafts and what they do. Okay, so we got those two. Let's put this, you know what, I'm gonna set this sideways to put this shell on. This is pretty. This came off a piece of jewelry. See how it's got the gold around the edges? It's very pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that there. And my last stem. Put that on. Glue strings. Okay, so we have that one. Now all we have to do is tie our ribbon, raffia. You can put moss around the top, but nobody is going to have this set of pumpkins. Nobody's going to have it. So I think what I'm going to do, I cut these a little too long. So I'm going to tie this around. I might have to glue it at the bottom there so it stays put. Just going to tie it in a knot. 2 strands. Okay, I am going to put a little glue so it stays where I want it. I think I do want to put just a couple pieces of this on top. So about that many. I'm going to tie this. I think you can bend it how you want it shaped. And trim it. You can trim it. Okay. Now, I have a tiny shell that we can put right here where our knot is to hide that. just hold it there till it's dry. So this one is done. Look how pretty that is. See how cute that is? Okay, same thing for this one. And cut this in half. Tie it around. Tie it in a knot. Well, I'm gonna have to glue this one down. This one's being stubborn. It's being stubborn too. I'm just going to glue that one on the side so it doesn't stick up. Okay. So we got that. We'll do some more raffia. Okay, these are pretty thick pieces. You can take it at the end and you can make it smaller because that's a little too thick, I think. Okay, I'm going to tie this. Tighten a knot. Glue this so it stays where I want it. Like over to the side. Okay, and then I have another shell. It has a little blue tint to it, which is so pretty. And I'm going to glue that on there. So I have that one. And last one. I'm going to cut this one after because I want the silks a little longer. Longer to hang down here. Okay. pieces of this. You can actually tie your raffia in a bow if you want to. I just like it as an accent, just hanging down. Glue that right there. One more shell on that one. Another little white one we can put up there. Okay, so this is the biggest one. I will take pictures on my table so you can see how to use them. And this one, so pretty. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched, please tell me you watched and that where you're from and say hey. And like I said, pass along. And I so appreciate you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you and have a good evening.